Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So we have a big month ahead. Next month in October, not only do we have more payments going out to all Social Security beneficiaries as usual, but we're also going to have the increase announced for how much of an increase all Social Security beneficiaries will be receiving, whether you're receiving retirement benefits, SSI or SSDI as well. So we're going to be covering that also, but first we're going to be getting into this whole government shutdown thing. Of course, they are going to be holding more votes today in the House, where Speaker Kevin McCarthy hopes they can actually pass some type of short-term funding bill. He will need to get a few of his colleagues on board, which at this point it's fairly unlikely they're going to be able to pass anything. So we might end up having a government shutdown. Once again, this would not be the first time that this would happen, and obviously this is going to concern a lot of people and how this may impact them, especially Social Security beneficiaries. Like earlier this year, we had the whole debt ceiling debacle where it was actually confirmed that if they were unable to raise the debt ceiling in time, it was very possible that payments for Social Security beneficiaries could be delayed. We did not know how long they would be delayed for because this was actually territory that we have never been in before. So we didn't know whether they'd be delayed by a day, 2 days, maybe a week, maybe a month. Nobody really knew, but they actually ended up, raising the debt ceiling in time, so we actually didn't have to worry about that. But once again, for the second time this year, we have another issue where a lot of beneficiaries of Social Security are becoming very, very worried that their payment may be delayed or not going out at all. But thankfully, we can confirm today that payments for all Social Security beneficiaries, whether you're receiving retirement, SSI, or disability, these payments are absolutely going to be going out on time on the usual date that you always receive them. So according to CNN, don't worry, senior citizens. You'll still get your Social Security checks if the federal government shuts down next week. It's looking increasingly likely that Congress will not be able to pass the 12 appropriation bills that fund the federal agencies before the new fiscal year starts on October 1st. If that happens, many federal operations will come to a halt and hundreds of thousands of federal workers will be furloughed. The reason the payments can't continue to be made is because they are mandatory spending and because the money comes from a trust fund, said Jason Fitchner, chief economist at the Bipartisan Policy Center and former acting deputy commissioner at the Social Security Administration. He said, quote, "The bottom line is Social Security payments still go out even during a government shutdown," he said, noting that disability payments will also continue being dispersed. So thankfully, we do not have to worry about that. Again, this is the second concern for Social Security beneficiaries this year. Once again, earlier on this year, we had the debt ceiling debacle. We got through that, but this is the second issue this year, which is causing a lot of concern among, the millions of Social Security beneficiaries out there. But thankfully, yes, we can confirm today that even if the government does shut down, those payments will be going out in time in the month of October. Now, speaking of the month of October, once again, we have a couple of very important events coming up. First, we have the payments going out in the month of October. So in just a minute, we are going to be covering the payments that are going to be going out next month. And in addition to that, we're also going to have the cost of living adjustment increase announced later on next month as well, which we will be covering as well. So first up, the payments for October. You can see up on the screen there, we have the payment schedule. So as far as SSI beneficiaries go in October, SSI beneficiaries will not be receiving a single payment in the month of October. Now, why is this? That's because in September, SSI beneficiaries actually received 2 payments, and the second payment, which was yesterday, was technically just the October payment. That's because October 1st is going to be falling on a Sunday. And anytime the first of a month, which is when SSI beneficiaries receive payments every single month, falls on a Saturday, a Sunday, or a holiday, you just end up receiving that payment a little bit earlier. So that's why SSI beneficiaries, if you receive SSI, that's why you receive 2 payments in September, is because the second payment is actually just your October payment. Now, on October 3rd, there are going to be payments going out, and that's going to be going to those Social Security beneficiaries who received benefits before May of 1997, or if you received Social Security and SSI, your payment is going to be going out on Tuesday, October 3rd. Then we have payments going out on October 11th. So if you do have a birth date that falls on any given month between the 1st and 10th, you're going to be receiving your payment on October 11th. Then on October 18th, those payments are going to be going to those with birthdays falling between the 11th and 20th of any given month. And then finally, on October 25th, those payments are going to be going out to those with birthdays falling between the 21st and 31st of any given month. Now, looking ahead until November, which is the following month, on November 1st, SSI beneficiaries are finally once again going to be receiving their payment. Then we have payments going out on November 3rd, and then the other payments November 8th, 15th, and 22nd. And then finally, looking ahead to December, once again, SSI beneficiaries, you're going to be receiving two payments. First payment is going to be on December 1st, and the second payment is going to be on December 29th. Now, also next month, on October 12th, that is going to be the date in which these new inflation numbers are going to be released. So we're going to have all three numbers, the third quarter of 2023 for the CPIW inflationary data that we can then compare to the third quarter of last year in 2022. And we're going to have a number for what the cost of living adjustment for 2024 is going to be. So once again, that is going to be on October 12th, and we do have some projections that came out last month for what this would be. Actually came out earlier on this month, and according to the Senior Citizens League, they project that the COLA estimate for 2024 is going to be 3.2%. We have some other projections coming in around 3.4%. So more than likely, it's going to be anywhere between 3% to 3.4%. I wouldn't expect a whole lot less, and I also wouldn't expect a whole lot more. Now, even though this isn't as high as 8.7% that it was this year, obviously that's because inflation isn't rising at the same levels as it was in 2022. It's definitely still going up at a pretty significant pace, and hopefully it can slow down even more in the future because, even 3 to 4% is way too high. The Fed wants a 2% inflationary number every single year, which even 2% over the long term really seems to add up. But 3.2% is likely to be the number. So, of course, that is, I guess, good news because you're going to be keeping up with inflation over the past year. And again, the increase, whenever this is announced, that increase is going to start in January of 2024 for most Social Security beneficiaries. I say most because SSI beneficiaries are actually going to be receiving their increase starting on December 29th. That's going to be their second payment in December. The reason for that is because, once again, their second payment in December is simply because the second payment in December for them is actually just their January payment, because January 1st is a holiday. So in that reason, they're actually going to be receiving their 2024 payment in January just a little bit earlier, just like last year and just like every single year, because January 1st is a holiday. So they're going to be receiving their first 2024 payment at the back end of December. So for SSI beneficiaries, you're actually going to be receiving your higher payment as your second payment in December. Once again, you're going to be receiving two payments in December. So your payment on December 1st is going to be the same payment as usual that you've been receiving all year long in 2023. And then the second payment in December, you're going to receive around a 3 to 3.4% increase, depending on what that final COLA number comes in at. But that's all the news that we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.